Hello, it's Amy Walker, and welcome to the CEO Spot. This is your place to be for tips and strategies to help you grow your business. And today is one of our interviews. I've got Antonio T. Smith Jr. on the line with me today.
Thank you, Amy. I'm so excited to be here. You are a rock star, and I love our offline conversation we just had.
Awesome. Well, Antonio and I are totally on the same page because both of us are very sick of the famepreneurs who are also the brokepreneurs. And so today we are going to be talking all about how to pursue profits in your business and make sure from the very beginning that your business is making money. I don't buy this whole idea that, we got to be broke for a few years while we build up the following. My business is making money out of the get-go. So Antonio, we're going to lay the smack down today.
That sounds great to me. I'm ready.
Awesome. Well, before we jump into it, I've got to introduce them to you and give them your official hot shot list here. So Antonio has been transforming organizations for many years now, and his purpose for him and his team is to help them reach their level of self-actualization and live the highest level that they can themselves, which means we can't be the broke entrepreneurs, right?
Right. Absolutely.
So he has a Facebook page where he gives away an abundance of free information to help you grow your business. He also created the ATS Business University to help businesses grow and survive, but not just survive, move into thriving in today's business world. So he has worked with and been influenced by Les Brown, Chase Bank, Synergy Radio, the local NAACP chapters, the Greater Houston Black Chamber of Commerce, and other companies. He's excited to be here, and we are excited to just dig into this meaty conversation about how to make your business profitable. So welcome.
Woo! That sounds good. Oh,
I love being able to read people's bios because, it's not very often in life that you walk into a room and they're like, let me tell you why Antonio is so great. So
that is true.
Okay. So Antonio, I love talking with entrepreneurs about their beginning. How did you get started as an entrepreneur?
Well, that's a great question. I spent from 6 years old to 18 years old homeless in Galveston, Texas. Now, not bed to bed, but literally sleeping in a trash can. And so entrepreneurship started with me because I was hungry. I had to learn how to be a hustler at 7 and then legalize that around 12 and 13. Mm-hmm. And then 14, I started my own business, and it's been that way ever since.
Wow, that's amazing. I got to ask some questions about this because that's amazing to me. How did you see yourself as somebody who had the potential to do that? Because I think if I were to put myself in the same situation, I don't know how I would elevate my thinking beyond what I knew. I mean, I struggle with that now, elevating my thinking beyond what I've experienced and what my family's experienced. How did you do that? That's amazing to me.
Yeah, it is amazing when I think about it, because I have two boys, one's 10 and one's 6, and at both of their ages, I was homeless and all by myself. Mm-hmm. I don't know if I elevated my thinking. I know I did. I know I have an extreme high level of awareness now. I know I'm super old in the mind now for sure. It was a survival instinct. I needed to get out that trash can. I was tired of getting beat up because I was a 54-pound kid. It was survival. It really was. I mean, I was raped, I was molested, all being homeless. I was beat up. So I didn't want it no more. And my mind just went past my situation, and my body had to follow.
Wow. That's amazing. I love that you said that your mind went first and then the body had to follow, because I think that's really how we create. We have to create it first in our mind, and then we start taking the action steps. I'm very impressed. That's amazing.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much.
You know, you should write a book on the business lessons that you learned while being homeless.
Wow, that is really good. I am going to do that, and I'm even going to dedicate it to you. I like that. Yes.
I just think that would be such a powerful story to tell. And one that, you know, this is a tangent topic, but one of the things that I have observed, okay, I have observed that as Americans, we are the wealthiest 2% in the world, and yet we're so troubled with poverty thinking. We have I think our biggest epidemic is poor thinking. And to actually look at, so you've got all these people who they feel broke and they feel poor, when in reality, you know, we're living in houses that would fill multiple families, 3, 4, 5 families in other nations, and yet we feel like we don't have enough. We feel like we're poor. We feel like we're broke. And so I just think it'd be so powerful to take the lessons that you learned when you actually were there and say, listen, this is, and I'm not trying to say that we don't have, that poverty isn't real in our country, because it is, but we have so many people who are actually not starving, actually not on the streets, actually not poor, but they feel and they think poor. So I just think you could make some real progress with that.
Well, I think so too, now that you mention it. And what you're saying is a great point. We're so much of an entertained country that poverty is induced in us. And even though there are people definitely in poverty, and trust me, I know about poverty, it is more so the fact that we are so entertained that we forgot to get educated. You know, we just stop doing everything, and we live better than kings in the past, but we suck. We do. It almost takes $24 an hour just to be broke in America.
Yeah. Yes. And you know, I'll tell you, I've been broke. I've been at that spot where, you know, every time you see the light truck, you think it's coming to your house because you know your bill has not been paid. I've been there.
Yeah.
And I'll tell you, it's funny to me how hard we worked at being poor. You know, I mean, it worked hard at being poor. We did the coupons. We did the driving 20 minutes to pick up. I was thinking about this because it's a holiday time, and I always try to be giving during the holiday time. But, you know, we would drive 20 minutes to pick up a toy that someone was willing to give us for free. And all that energy that we spent during that time trying to get by being poor, what if we had spent that energy working on making our business profitable, because we were entrepreneurs back then?
Wow, that is incredible. You are right. I never thought about that, but it does. I did take a lot of energy being poor, driving 20 minutes to get a toy, coming back with no gas. Jeez, that's incredible, Amy. That's.
And I had a business. I was a business owner back then, and it just, my thinking was so poor that you know, of course, if you think poor, that's what you produce. It's hard to produce profits in a business when you are thinking poor.
Absolutely, absolutely, and it's hard to even get profits when you've never even seen them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so let's talk about profitable businesses, because I think both you and I know what it's like to be on both sides of this fence.
Oh yeah.
I'm grateful that I have not had your level of experience, because truthfully, I don't know if I would have been strong enough at that phase of my life, but I also completely commend you for finding the strength in a time where, gosh, I can't even fathom that. I got a 6-year-old right now, and I can't even fathom it. So
That's when I started being
congratulations.
homeless. Yeah, thank you very much. At 6 is when it started for me.
Yeah, that's crazy. Okay, so let's talk about, how do we get our businesses profitable from the beginning? What are some of the important points people need to consider?
Yeah, and I'm going to give up a weird important point first, and I got it from a book called Profit First, actually. And
I
his
love
name,
that book.
yes, see, we're so profit focused. It's a great
Reading for every business owner. It should be.
Exactly. One of the first things you should do is set up 3 bank accounts, is what he says. And bank account 1 is your income. CEOs never set up pulling their income first. Okay. And then, or pulling the company's income first. And then number two, the owner's pay. Oh, geez. You know how much I've been in business without getting paid? I just
Mhm.
used the business to spend money here, and then I used whatever was left to get me some cookies or something. And then number three, you set up an account for your for your operating expenses. If you start there, what happens is you see where your money is going, and it does two things. It allocates you properly to, okay, I need to put more money here, and it activates your hustle. You start seeing how low your pay is, and you actually go do something about it, right? So I would start there first, and then the rest of the tips I have is more practical, even more practical than that. But I think Mike in his book, Profit First, nails that on the head.
Yeah, and that's Mike Michalowicz. If you go to motorbikemike.com, you can
That's it.
you can get connected. But it is a really, really great book. And the other thing that it does is it takes away the license to spend mentality that some entrepreneurs have. I
Yep.
get sick to my stomach when I meet the entrepreneurs who have spent 50K on branding and coaches and websites and events and this and that. And I'm like, how many sales have you had? Oh man, it makes me feel nauseous on their behalf. I'm like, oh, you need to sell. I
Yeah.
don't care if your product's not done. You go sell something right now, and then you fulfill and you build it as you go, because it does. It really helps you understand that your business is not a license to spend. And if you want to make money, you actually have to be financially wise. So I love that book.
Yeah, that's a fantastic book. And then there's another point that I would like to bring up. You guys have to just start moving before you're ready. If you want to be profitable, you need to move before you're ready. I'll give you a great example. It's early in the morning for me, and we're just getting into the office, and I have two offices, and in this office has a couple of more offices, and we just tore down the studio yesterday as we were doing some renovating and cleaning, and so the studio's not up. That's what I would normally be doing this video instead of having this ugly egg white wall behind me, right? But it doesn't matter. It really doesn't. At some point, you say, white wall or not, get this content out, because that's what's important. See, I wasn't ready this morning, but I moved anyway. My heart's ready. My energy's ready. Doesn't matter if the stupid walls are ready, right? It matters that you're moving forward. And most entrepreneurs don't move forward. And that's why they don't have profit.
Well, they like to, this is one thing that I've seen with entrepreneurs, especially newbies, right? They like to stay in education, the space of education, because education feels good. It feels like I'm going to learn something. I'm going to use this. I'm going to make money. But let's be really clear. Education is not an income producing activity. It's income enhancing. Right? Income enhancing. So if you take a sales course and you're having sales conversations, you can make more money. But if you take a sales course and you're not having sales conversations, there's no money moving through. And I think that that's one of the places where they get stuck is, but I'm learning. Yeah, but you're never really going to learn unless you do. You learn through the doing of entrepreneurship.
That's right. And I'm glad you mentioned sales. It's the most important part of any business process, and especially the most important part of you being profitable. You need to learn sales as fast as possible and stop using marketing as a way not to do sales. And that's what I see happen. That's what I see happen between
sales are different.
Yeah, they're completely different. And most people are internet marketers because they're too scared of sales. Okay.
Yes.
Now, yes, exactly. And I love marketing and I love internet marketing. I love it. I love it. I love it. But I'm not afraid of sales. I've trained everybody on you can't work for me if you're not a salesperson, period, point blank. I force you to be a salesperson. Then I put you on the right side of the bus. We all do cold calls because in order to get to 7, 8, and 9 figures, you have to master the phone. And the more technological we get, the more we crave face-to-face or voice-to-voice conversations. You got to master the sales process. Amy's absolutely right.
Well, and you keep getting me up on my leg. You're pulling out all of my moments where I'm like, it's my soapbox. So, okay, here's the deal. if you want to be profitable fast, you have to do sales and do the phone, because it takes so much volume and money to win in digital marketing.
That's
You got
right.
to have money to feed the beast constantly. And let's be honest, you're not going to convert $5,000, $10,000, $20,000 deals through a landing page and a nurture sequence. You just aren't. People don't buy the high price points. So for you to make $1 million off of $100 product, that's going to take you forever. Forever. And it's going to cost so much money, and you don't have the time and you don't have the budget when you're just starting. The best way to get to a 6-figure business is to pick up the phone and have conversations. So yeah, again, generate the leads online, but convert them through sales. I'm with you. All right.
No, absolutely right. First off, you're trying to make $1 million off for $100. That's just 100,000 sales. That means you got to reach 1 million people just to fail at a 10% conversion rate to get to those $100 sales. That's just not going to happen. It's not without picking up the phone, and no one's going to make a $50,000 price point in your stupid funnel. Okay. Even though I master funnel. No, I want to hear the person taking my $50,000. Right. Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely correct. And you just made me think of 3 rules that I use. The number 1 rule, and I give this to your audience because it's in my head as you were talking. Number 1 rule of economics. I have to want what Amy is selling more than I want my money.
Yeah.
That's never going to change. Whatever Amy is selling, Amy has to tell me, convince me, and sell me that what she has is worth more than my money. Isn't that powerful?
It is.
That is so powerful. And if she can't convince me that what she's selling me is worth more than my money, I won't buy.
Absolutely.
Crazy, right?
I love it. Okay, what are the other 2?
I'm sorry. Yeah, I'm sorry. Yeah. Sorry, I was in the zone. Okay. The other 2 is the number. So that was number 1 rule of economics. Number 1 rule of business is he who spends the most for a customer wins. Business isn't set up for the little guy. It's not. And what you're going to have to do is learn how to take your customer acquisition costs down and your profits up. And if you can't do that, you're out of business. You're out of business. It's not set up for a little person. And the third thing, I didn't read none of this in the book. I know this from experience. The third thing is, and I learned this during a recession, he who has the biggest distribution system makes all the money during a recession.
That would explain Amazon.
Exactly. And Alibaba, right? It explains if you got a huge distribution system, you are basically recession proof.
Awesome. Okay, so I know we're just about out of time here. I gotta say, I'm a fan. I'm listening to you. I'm like, man, I love listening to you. You have the right perspective to be able to run business and run it profitably. And, I get so tired of the flashy, I see ads every single day. Here's how you get 10,000 people when you're $100,000 in debt in 2 minutes, and it's like, oh my gosh, business takes work, business takes time, business is challenging, but business is worth it.
Yes,
it's absolutely worth it. So for our listeners that want more of you, myself included, what's the best place for us to go and get connected?
Yeah, the best place to get connected with me is on Facebook, and that's at VTHE and then ATSJR. You can find me there, or just put in Antonio T. Smith Jr., and I'll probably be the only person that pops up at this point in my fame. And just know I love all of you, but once you find me, you're stuck with me because I do master funnels and I will retarget you. I'm just telling you right now, okay? I will.
Awesome. I love that you are so clear in what you're doing in business and so intentional with what you're doing, because business takes a lot of intention. So I think your funnel would be a great place to get locked in. So
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. I can't wait to subscribe to your YouTube page. I'm going to do that right now as soon as we hang up here.
Awesome. And that was a perfect segue. I was just going to tell everybody, those of you who are watching, we are bringing you industry experts twice a week, plus business tips 3 days a week. And this is a channel that you need to be subscribed to. So if you're not subscribed yet, hit that button down at the bottom and make sure that you join us in our private Facebook community, the CEO Spot. This is where we have ongoing conversation. You get to connect with other entrepreneurs. And please, comment, tell us what you learned from this video today. We'd love to hear from you and interact with you within the thread. So thank you so much for watching. Antonio, thank you for being here. I'm a fan for life, and next time I'm in Houston, don't be surprised if I call you up hey, Antonio, let's go brainstorm.
That's it. That's it. Beer or wine is on me, one or the other. Thank you, Amy. I'll go join the CEO Spot as well, too. I can't wait to connect with you forever.
Awesome. Thank you all so much for being on today. I hope you have a beautiful rest of your day. Thanks, everyone.
Thank you.